Hello, my name is Matthew, and I've been working on a painting of a bunch of radishes, and I'll show you if I can. Those are the radishes that I've been working on. It's been the better part of the afternoon, and I've been working on it so long, the radishes have died and wilted, so it's not exactly what I was looking at when I started. And we have a little bit of a glare, but hopefully that's manageable. And so now we're doing something a little bit more difficult than a single object. The last painting was just a banana, and now we have a pile of radishes. And it adds a few more difficulties to get right. So we want all of these things looking like they're sitting on top of one another and that each one is a distinct object. And I've actually had a tough time about it because the color of the radish is so distinct, and it's really hard to nail down. But I've been doing the best that I can, and I want to try to get this to be a little bit more finished. So we'll just see how we can do. Okay, and the main thing that I'm interested in is having each radish be its own distinct little fruit, not not fruit, a root vegetable, its own little vegetable. So each one of these has to feel like its own thing. And these wispy, I guess it's the end of it, the root of the vegetable, um, has been a little difficult as well. Um, and we do have a few leaves poking in here, and we want them to feel like they're attached, but also in the background. The leaves are not the main part of the painting. It's not the focus. Okay. But we want to have like shadows in here. This has been a tough painting for me, and like I've mentioned in a few videos, I'm still um, getting back to painting. It's been a few years, but the more I practice, the better I'll be, one would hope. And some of these, let's see. Okay, let's work on this one. We need that to be a little bit lighter. Let's see. And then each one of these has to have a light side and a dark side. These are the ones that I kind of have sticking out a little bit more, so I want them to be a little bit lighter. But we don't want too many highlights everywhere either. So maybe we'll take some of those out. Let's see how that... See, it's a constant back and forth getting the tones correct. And see, now we'll go back and put in highlights again. Something like that. And put some of those to that root to kind of give that highlight. And then again, we still need to have a highlight on here. So maybe something like that. That's no good, is it? So we go back back in and then try again. And if you get bothered with one area, you can always move on to another. But I do want that. And if you remember from the beginning, now the color of the whole thing is completely changed. But that's alright. But I do like that color, so maybe we'll put some of that over here. Hopefully you can see these little differences that come out, why it's so important. And something like that. See, I think that works a lot better. And this here, that doesn't need to be like that. Maybe something like that. Have that one stick out a little bit more. See, we're already putting too much red in. So you gotta keep going back and forth to get all these tonal variations correct. Because we want it to be a little bit light, we want it to be dark. Something like that. And maybe there are more leaves, so I'm going to see if I can manage to get a couple leaves put in. They're all wilted and dead now, but we can just imagine where they might be. And put some leaves over here. And let's put something on the other side too. Yeah, something like that. And we want that to have some shadows on it as well. So I'll go back. And that was already too dark, but like we said, just kind of keep working on it. And that's, these background leaves are just more there for my consideration as part of the composition. Okay. So, I think something like that. And then you can even go back in the white if something there that we don't want. And then I'm going to put a couple highlights on maybe the leaves up top, if I can. Let's see. So just a little something up here, there. And gives a little bit of life, to these leaves. And I just noticed, that needs to be darkened a little bit. These shadow areas, because we don't want them to pop out too much. Let's see. Okay. And I'm not sure if all these little things are immediately recognizable on the screen, but it does make a difference. Let's see. Maybe. And, see, I'm still not happy with this one. Okay. Alright. I like that. And then to get this a little bit lighter. And I'm fairly happy with that. It's a bunch of radishes. And hopefully you can see that it's a little bit more difficult when you start having multiple objects together. Each one needs to be its own distinct object in the painting, and then they need to work together as a whole. We have that glare coming in now. But so something a little bit more difficult, and again, this is something that we can still spend hours rendering each one of these, and also you can tell that I've been totally ignoring the background. That's another challenge ahead. So right now we have a bunch of radishes. If you're interested in buying this, let me know. I'll leave my email, and yeah, if you want it, just let me know. And that's it. Hopefully this was kind of enjoyable. It's a bunch of radishes. So thank you. Leave a comment if you would like,